Recording is on.
Okay, there we go. Let me double check it here.
So are you using the tool scripts for your setup of Gershwin?
No. We just have a
You have separate scripts.
separate script that just checks out the GNUstep core libs and then clones our
Okay.
repos.
Because if you have a look into tool scripts, there's the full infrastructure for it. Although I think
Um,
Gregory was about to refactor it.
so I'd used that a long time ago. I still use it sometimes actually when just wanting to try GNUstep on different platforms, but um,
You wrote your own
we
now.
have our own makefile and stuff anyway because we have to clone our other repos and build.
Okay.
But actually, I did use a lot of that as far as the logic of how it built um, libobjective-C and dispatch and some of those things. But I also did things differently so we could install those in /system.
Hello, Twilight.
Different CMake options and stuff.
Hey, Twilight, how's it going?
Twilight is in the
And
chat.
I was going to say, and for Adrian's edification, Twilight is the author of PicoPixel, which runs on Linux via GNUstep and on macOS. So.
Maybe it also runs on Windows. Who knows? Never somebody tried it, or?
Oh wait, does it? I wasn't sure if it did.
Yeah, maybe it does. Yeah.
Speaking of Windows, I did try the MS Service thing. I cloned that project and I was able to get a lot of the GNUstep stuff to work. But I noticed, even looking back historically, only certain things were packaged, like system preferences was an exe. I don't, I couldn't find any evidence that anyone ever packaged workspace. And after looking in MSS2 and different things, they didn't have packages for like libpng and other things that workspace needed.
Mm-hmm.
And I haven't been able to solve that problem to get, like something like workspace to work, but it seems like a lot of simple apps will.
Hey, we should take over Windows.
Hmm.
I'm learning
Well,
about it slowly because
New guy for Windows.
I wanted to try to use it for the Ladybird port that I was working on to show the developers, hey, I know you're interested in a Windows port. You don't have a solution. This could be your solution. Like maybe
oh, cool.
Oh, yeah, but
build a bigger case for it. As I get back, I still need to clean up my PR, which I did in a branch, and then it broke things, and I've got to go fix all that. But
Are they going?
that's
Sorry, go ahead, Joe.
so I'm trying to address some feedback that one of their maintainers gave me, like, in order to get it accepted, you should do some proper CMake works and use a module instead of, you know, uh, the changes I was making to hack it up. And so so that's still in progress. I need to get back to it, but my OS on my RPI kind of went south, and I had to reinstall it. And yeah, but I think once I get that cleaned up and do a proper PR, what I was trying to have ready at the same time was a demo of it running like on Windows, to just make it more enticing.
Hmm.
why not? It's
Cool.
interesting.
I don't
Maybe,
know if I'll get that done this month, but I hope so.
why not?
Yeah, I gotta say, Joe, I'm really excited about your work on Ladybird. Was, I guess I was not expecting, that port to actually I wasn't expecting that port at all. I wasn't aware of Ladybird. But yeah, that's cool. That's very cool. I mean,
Well,
what?
originally I thought like WebKit, or the WebKit CE stuff you were trying to do would be the path that I would take, and I tried that, and I couldn't. Well, I think you probably fixed it since then, but they were upstream having some issue where I couldn't build it, and then I started looking at WebKit, and it just occurred to me. I kept hearing in the news about Ladybird, 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 that like maybe, I mean, while I could make a PR to Apple or something to try to get a GNUstep implementation, I don't know. I mean, they have GTK and Qt there and other things, but um, I don't know. I felt like maybe, because there's not a lot of successful browsers
Mhm.
that use WebKit these days, and everybody's kind of adverse to using Chromium forks for reasons, and um, that maybe since they're a startup project, I might have more luck getting something in the door with them anyway.
Right. Well, I mean, which is weird because WebKit itself is a I thought it was based on Chromium.
Well, Chromium used to be based on WebKit, and then they went off and did their own thing, and now they publish their sources after the fact.
Okay, yeah, okay.
So they don't allow the community in their like development process. They, just release the code after, and they don't like, really accept community things in. So I've heard that what happens with a lot of browsers that use it is that there'll be some zero-day CVE or whatever, and then those browsers are delayed from getting the fix because Google has it, but the rest of the world doesn't until they push the release.
So in the beginning, there was KDE, and KDE had this thing called Conqueror, which was using a component for rendering HTML called KHTML.
Mm-hmm.
When Apple did their OS, they said, now we need our browser. We can't ship Internet Explorer forever. We need our own. What did they do? They looked around and they found this thing called KHTML, ported that to the Mac. That became Safari and WebKit. A few years later, Google said, now we need our own browser. What did they do? They looked around, they found WebKit and forked that. And then a few years later, Microsoft looked around and said, we need our browser. What did they do? They copied Google's. So it has come full circle. And the irony of it is that KHTML is no longer really used as the browser in KDE anymore, even though the rest of the industry is based off of it.
Interesting.
At least WebKit seems to be community developed.
Yeah. Question.
Website, and they seem to have an active community. Quite some people from not industry folks also work there or do their stuff there, but I don't know if it's possible or if Ladybird is a better way.
The question I have for you, Joe, is does it look possible at all to use part of the rendering part of Ladybird to build something like a WebKit framework so that it can be used in other applications?
I think so, and it seems to compile much faster than like WebKit because I've also built WebKit from source, and
Okay.
it seems it's still a lot slower than I would like it to be. I mean, it is a full hour or so on the Pi 5 if I build everything needed for it as a dependency and bundle it. But yeah, from my point of view, I mean that's all the Ladybird app is doing anyway, is just using its rendering engine in the view.
Right. Okay. Cool.
But I thought I would like I said, hopefully I'll get something in this month. I did want to try to spend the time to get the Windows as part of it, just because I think it would be a bigger selling point. But if they were accepting of it, then I think it might be worth pursuing to try to make a standalone framework version versus a having to have the browser, and that's something I would follow up on them with as well.
Definitely. Okay.
But also, I don't think it would be, as a fallback plan, impossible or wrong to try to make an upstream version for WebKit. But I thought, with them being a smaller project, and it might be easier to get acceptance.
Yeah. By the way, Adrian. You can, if you want to come off of mute, you can and speak. But he asked a question in the comments. He said, "I'm curious why everyone picked WebKit over Gecko. Were there licensing issues with it back then?" I don't know. I don't know the answer to that question. If somebody does, they can address it.
I don't.
Also, not sure about that. Yeah.
Yeah, I will venture a guess and say that since KHTML was under, I think it was LGPL, right? Or BSD. It was under BSD. And probably Gecko was under the Mozilla license. I don't know. I think the community probably preferred the BSD license back then. So that's my best guess. But I don't know. I don't know. Not for real.
Yeah, I know that was a long, long time ago too. That was like 2003, 2004, something like that, when Apple started using WebKit, started making it a thing from KHTML.
There is a podcast out there where the two guys that essentially started WebKit are talking about all of this in great detail. Unfortunately, I couldn't find it with a quick web search right now, but if you search for it, you should be able to find that. Very entertaining. So one other thing we were walking.
Oop. Did Pro Bono freeze?
I think so. I heard him, and then I didn't.
Oop,
Oh,
he dropped.
yeah, he'll be back, I'm sure.
He'll probably be back. It's probably that Raspberry Pi he's running this on.
Yeah.
I'm playing. Oh man. There you are. You froze. So how long do you think, just out of curiosity, Joe, while Pro Bono is getting his audio back together, how long do you think it's going to be like that South Park episode with AI where, no, well, not, yeah, where they're like, they took our jobs.
I mean, I don't know. Like, I mean, I kind of thought in a way it would have started to happen by now, but it seems like what I'm seeing more and more, companies are making like all of their employees use AI now for different things to speed up, like even senior people, like they'll make them use it as much as they can to get things done faster with less people.
Yeah. By the
So
way,
it seems
yeah, it does. Sorry, go ahead.
it feels like, I don't know. I'm not seeing obviously a lot of new tech jobs, and I don't see a lot of people getting let go, at least at my company and some others where I have colleagues that I've worked with. But it seems like no new jobs are being created because of it, and probably people aren't going to go into computer science anytime soon.
Yeah, I mean, I was going to say oddly, I'm taking I went back to I'm going back for my PhD in comp sci, and the thing is that I one of my professors was like, "Yeah, if you guys feel like using AI, go right ahead. It's fine." I was like, "Really? Are you serious?"
Wow.
I was like, I mean, because I had when I went to the University of Maryland to get my bachelor's, I had I have a good friend there. He's one of the professors, and he said I told him I said, "How do you prevent people from cheating?" And he said something like, "Well, first of all, when they create code with the AI, it's usually really, really good." And I was like, "Well, how do you prevent what is it? How do you okay? Because one of the things that this very same professor said about my code when I originally he was like, I overheard him after I had turned in one of my projects saying to his secretary that he said, "This guy Greg creates code or makes code that's so pretty you could frame it and put it up on your wall." And I'm like, "Well, okay. So if I make code that looks that good and these and AI makes code that's excellent, if I create code that looks excellent, are you going to accuse me of cheating?"
Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah, it's crazy work. I mean, but I think what I've seen from my experience is that it's good enough to act as maybe a mid-level developer, but it's not good enough to be an expert. There are things it will miss,
That
and
I agree.
and it's always only going to be a tool, as far as I can tell.
Well, and
Um,
it often doesn't follow your directions anyway, and that's the part where you have to go back and correct it, and it does stupid things and makes assumptions and does the complete opposite of what you tell it to sometimes.
yeah, yeah,
So, I mean, if you're spending time redoing something over and over and over because of AI, you're not necessarily saving time. And I found for like really simple, let's just say Windows admin stuff, it's pretty much useless. I could write a script faster reading a man page because
right,
it'll either um, like there were some really simple things like count the number of characters in a host name that I could do in a Unix command in two
right.
seconds and it would be accurate. But some I've seen models miss that. Like
Oh
like
yeah.
how can you miss the number of letters in a host name? It's not hard to count. Like
Well, I
I
mean,
mean,
people often miss, and actually, my concentration when I was at was in AI, and we did touch on neural networks and not large language models. They weren't a thing back then, not really. But it's like
mhm.
they what is it? Um, hold on one second. Um, Adrian says, "I'm an undergrad and getting placement internships has been impossible right now." Yeah, I can imagine. Actually, that's Adrian. That's what I'm hearing from my guy at the University of Maryland. He says that they're having trouble. That that graduate students are having trouble getting jobs.
Yeah, and I
And
have I have friends looking for work too, and it's they've had more struggles than ever,
yeah,
even with experience.
yeah, it's crazy. It is really crazy. But yeah, I was shocked when she was like, "Oh yeah, if you guys feel like using AI, go right ahead." I'm like, "What? Okay." I mean, I kind of refuse to do it, at least in academia, because I mean, it just
My
doesn't feel right.
Well, my personal view about it is like unless you're doing some completely meaningless task that is not really, how do I say, something like writing a Jenkins pipeline for something and you don't really want to sit there learning Jenkins and you just want to spend 2 minutes and get something done and not do a bunch of research to get the syntax right.
Mhm.
Maybe it's worth doing for that, a throwaway task, right? But like not, you should be using it otherwise to learn or unblock something versus just the whole vibing vibe the whole thing. Seems like it's not that couldn't be, it's not like you can't vibe something into existence, but it seems I think you're going to run into more regressions and go back and forth if you don't know what you're doing at all.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, Adrian says it sucks because I've always loved this subject. It's not like I picked it up due to the whole quote pick CS because it's easy money. Yeah, a lot of people did that, unfortunately.
Yep.
And the fucked up thing is everybody thinks that because they have a computer they can code, and if they've written a link, a single line in Python that says "Hello World," they're like, "Oh, I'm a programmer now." That kind of thing, and it doesn't work like that. Um, you know, and he said, "Oh, I find AI terrible for most tasks." Don't get me wrong. Actually, the only thing I find it good at is repetitive tasks. If you say, "Go change this in every file," or "Go change blah blah blah," so that then it can do it. If you tell it to, like, for instance, I did a little experiment. I was writing a PostScript interpreter for GNUstep that uses the PostScript functions in the back end, because I figured it was a good fit, right? And I tried writing it using AI, and AI got it working for some cases, but not for most others. Because what it didn't do is it didn't create a proper, what's called an LALR parser. What that means is look ahead, left, right. And so basically, it's a way of parsing a particular context sensitive language, so that you can you can either compile it or interpret it. And and that's what is needed for that's what's needed to parse PostScript, even though PostScript is stack based. It works sort of, but it's buggy. And so, I mean, for big tasks, no. For small tasks and writing maybe a function, yeah, it'll work. But it's not real good. It's not very good. Anyway, Pro Bono, you're back. We spent the last 15 minutes talking about AI taking our jobs.
But it's a difference if you use AI in a single shot modus, where you have maybe thinking functionality, but not in an agentic modus. In an agentic modus, it can do much more. It's really self-organizing. I watched some videos about this
Oh, wait a minute.
open store,
Mhm.
and it was astonishing what it could do.
Oh, I'm just going to read the rest of the things. Twilight said that he wrote Conway's Life Max screensaver a while back, and he gave a link. Adrian says that. Oh yeah, and he also said that what is it? Could be ported to GNUstep if we had the screensaver framework. And let's see, gave a link, and then Adrian says I did use it to convert a Java project to VB.NET a few years ago for school. Now we do, what is it, Twilight? We do have the screensaver that I wrote, Interspace, that has, it's somewhat similar to the screensaver framework, but yeah, I mean, actually, screensaver framework is something that I've been either looking to port some modules to, or to create a version of it so that we can use it as well. But yeah, that would be cool. I would love to see the source code for it. Anyway, Pro Bono, are you back? He says, having a very weird sound issue. I can hear the recording is on, but then the sound stops, and I can't hear you talking, even after a reboot. It's very strange.
Oh,
He said, so I guess I'll catch up using the recording. Let me see.
maybe start and stop it again.
Well, I mean, the recording can't be affecting um his uh his audio. It's a local problem, I think.
Maybe he has some feature enabled. Don't record my streams or something. Is there something in it like this?
No. Mm-mm.
No.
Let me think. Or let me see. to say, unfortunately, I don't think I think I personally have been tied up in work and school over the last several weeks, so I haven't been able to work on GNUstep as much as I would have liked to. Um, you know, but I don't know. Let's see. I guess I could show you guys the the changes I've made in Gorm lately. I mean, see. Um, damn it. Okay, sorry.
I
Nice.
actually had a question about Gorm.
Sure.
So I think it kind of has to stay updated with libs GUI, right? Like sometimes
Oh
if you
yes.
have too old of a libs GUI, it stops working.
Um, Gorm is very much tightly integrated with GUI because obviously it uses all of the widgets from it. I mean, they kind of grew up in lockstep. So you
Does that
know,
like occasionally get like updates as well? Like you know how libs GUI has a release version or whatever, not the main, not what's coming from the main branch or whatever.
yeah, I usually whenever Fred releases GUI, I almost always follow it up with the latest version of Gorm within the next few days, only because of the fact that it seems to me that, I mean, only because of the fact that there are some changes that get made in GUI that, are necessary for Gorm. It's not so much tightly integrated as it used to be, because you can. I mean, right now, I may as well demonstrate this. Why not? This is something I haven't shown in a while. Somebody's got a lot of clicking going on. Um, you know, is that you can export stuff into in Gorm as a zip file, for instance, like this. Hold on, I'll save it here. Test zip. Yeah. So hold on, and I'll show it on my Mac here in a moment.
Obono is back, by the way.
Hmm?
Obono is back if you can hear us.
Yeah, sorry for my audio issues.
Okay, great. One second. I'm getting a little bit of an echo from you. Okay. Let me I just showed you me saving a very simple what is it? GUI. I'm going to share my other screen now. Let's see. Entire screen. Okay. Now, here's the nib. Here's the zip file that I saved. It's just a very small test zip. And I just opened it. And as you can see, it did read it, and there it is, right there. I can do a lot. It can do some stuff that's a lot more complicated. Basically, what's happening is that in in Gorm, just like in Interface Builder on Xcode, it is. I mean, under normal circumstances, each class knows how to encode itself and that's the way it used to work under OpenStep, and it currently works under an older version of the Mac OS. But the way that it works under current versions of Mac OS is that Xcode knows how to encode each one of these widgets, and it does so recursively. It basically walks down the entire object path object tree and encodes each one of the properties in a particular way, independent of AppKit. And so what it does is it basically is this makes sort of like AppKit and what is it and Gorm AppKit and Interface Builder sort of independent of one another, where they used to actually be very tightly integrated. We could do the same thing with Gorm if we moved specifically to like the zib format. But I need to make sure that it actually supports and supports everything and works completely without any bugs before we would ever make a step like that. So for now, it's a safe bet to update both of them at the same time.
Is it possible, by the way, to export a GORM to SIG?
Yep, it sure is. Hold on a second. I can show you that too. Let me open one that's. Let me just open one that's arbitrary, so it doesn't seem contrived. Let me see. It's Table View Inspector. Let's try this one. Why not? I'm betting this is probably going to crash. Okay, one interesting thing is that dang it, hold on one second. Did it save it? Nope, it did. It did crash, actually. Let's try this again. I will have to fix that. Okay, let's try another GORM file.
Interesting test.
Yeah, test.zip is the one I just did. Let's try the GORM menu. Hold on. Okay, that worked.
How do you sync between the virtual machine and your host? Are you using NFS
Huh?
when you sync your
Oh,
files?
I'm just using. How am I syncing the files? I'm using SMB. Sorry,
Yeah.
Samba. Yeah, Samba
Okay.
and NFS.
Okay.
Let's see. Okay, so yeah. Sorry. See this right here? This is the menu structure for GORM. As you can see, it has all of the the little key equivalents here as and if we go to look at the connections and such. Hold on one second. Let me see. Yeah, you see here, it's got an action, and all of the actions are preserved. It's and basically, I mean, the crash that you saw earlier. That's why I'm not willing to trust it yet. I have to debug things like that.
Right. At least not that.
You know,
I'm looking forward for the GORM to macOS.
huh?
I'm looking forward for the GORM to macOS.
Can't be done.
Can't be done.
Can't be done. Well, you could, but what you'd end up with is a version of GORM that would save that could only save zip files.
But when if Snip is working on all platforms, it would be no problem, or would it be?
Well, I mean, are you talking about it using the GNUstep backend, or are you talking about it using
Using
the Mac backend?
Mac backend.
Okay, well, I mean, the app kit is how GORM encodes stuff because each class knows how to encode itself. So since that would fundamentally change under macOS, since you're using Cocoa now you'd be encoding nib files.
Okay.
In fact you'd probably be encoding nib files
Is it
like
GORM?
older NS archive nib files, and not even keyed nib files because that's what we're doing. We're using NS archive or not NS keyed archiver.
Okay.
Yeah.
But if we export it to a zip, it should work.
Yeah. If you export to zip, it should work. Okay.
Maybe
Adrian left. Pro bono, do you have your audio back?
I do.
Oh,
I hope
great.
so.
I thought you were gonna show us something earlier.
So what was that? Oh yeah, right. We had shown, I think, last time the menu application, and I just wanted to show how this is now working. Hold on for a second. Bear with me. This is all running off a little Raspberry Pi here.
Okay.
Okay.
So what you can see here is we have the web browser, which is Chromium, sending its menus to the global menu, which is its own application using dbus. And that's, I think, what we showed last time already.
Oh, you got the new decorations too.
Oh, yes, indeed.
Oh, nice.
So what is new this time is that for GNUstep applications, we are not using dbus, but native GNUstep distributed objects. So this makes switching the menu rather fast between native applications.
Another guy joined us recently and helped with those based off some ideas Pro Bono had. We were moving away from traffic lights and
Very nice. Yeah, I was gonna say we do not have to clone Apple. I mean, we just have doing our own thing. I guess is great.
Exactly. Our objective with Gershwin is not to clone anything. It is, taking the good ideas, the concepts, making it welcoming to people who have used the Mac for a long time, but that doesn't mean that we want to be a one-to-one clone.
Mm-hmm.
and you could show them like the applications menu too. I don't know if they've seen that.
Oh, that's just a little thing here. Yeah.
So that
we have that
even
now.
if you install things like you install things and applications in your home folder, it'll pick those up.
Oh, cool.
That's
And
nice.
once we merge the layout change, that stuff like window manager and stuff will be out of there. We'll have that in services.
Also, what you can see here is we have nice icons now for the documents that show which application gets to open a document, and that is part of the app wrap tool. I think we showed that last time, which takes desktop files as input and then writes app bundles, wrappers based on that. And now it also does the file associations correctly and renders those document icons.
Oh, nice. Okay. Just out of curiosity, what is that application that you have on the bottom next to the right of Chromium?
Oh, this is anti-gravity. It is Google's version of VS Code with the Google AI built into it.
Oh, cool. Okay. Just curious.
Huh.
Very cool. Somebody just joined. Is that is that another version of you, Pro Bono, or did we get another instance of Twilight?
Twilight twice.
Okay.
So what else? Let me have a glance here at the change log. Oh no, that's the old one. This is so yeah, I did quite a bit of bug fixing, which is not so interesting. I talked about the MCP server. Oh yeah, item flow, that I could show.
Yeah, I love you guys' wiki. It looks good. I mean, it's on GitHub, right? Oh wow, is this
flow?
Yep.
This is, we call it item flow, and right now it's a demo here, but maybe we will use it soon in various places.
That is wow. I love the reflection effect. That's very, very cool. How did you do this? Is this done using OpenGL?
Yes, it's OpenGL, and mind you, this is running on a lowly Raspberry Pi right now, and I'm not sure how smooth it comes across over the.
Oh, it's very smooth.
Very smooth. Very nice.
It's graphics accelerated, or is it just frame buffer?
It's accelerated, OpenGL.
Okay, nice.
Very nice.
That reminds me of a question somebody asked in the Reddit track. I sent you a link.
Mm-hmm.
And he asked if it's accelerated, and I didn't know. I couldn't answer it.
And in fact, when I was going to answer him, I haven't answered him yet because I've been busy with stuff for my class. But it's weird saying that at 56, by the way. Um, but yeah, no, I was thinking about telling him I mean, you can use OpenGL in GNUstep. It's not a problem as long as you have the library and it's linked in. You get NS OpenGL view, and that is definitely accelerated. That's awesome, Probono. By the way, absolutely. Damn.
Well, right now it's just a little demo, but hopefully we can use it as a component in various places of the system soon.
Yeah, I can see so many uses for that. It's not even funny. Like a media player might be able to use that to flip between different images, so you could see like album covers or stuff like that. That looked pretty awesome.
Yeah, we have a little conceptual web radio player using it, but I'm not sure I have it on this system. No, I don't. What else?
We had OKT for a second, but he dropped.
Oh wow, OKT is the one to thank for all the awesome work on the window manager, like this window decoration and stuff like that.
He came in, but he dropped. Maybe he'll come back.
There is window snapping, so if I move it to the left here, then it snaps to the left or to the top or to the right. And there is even a right click here where you can say tile top left or something like that.
And all of this is done in the you guys have a custom window manager, right?
Yes.
Ah, cool.
Is written in Objective-C also?
Yeah, it's a fork of XCBKit that came. I know it's been talked about on the mailing list before. We took that work and made a actual AppKit app out of the window manager component that was Euros WM, and did some other things so we could actually properly bridge GS theme and not like reinvent decorations, but just use the GNUstep ones for everything.
Okay.
So it's based off that work, but the difference is we're not like it was originally redrawing decorations with Cairo, or however you say that, Cairo.
Cairo, yeah.
But now we're doing the decorations natively with GNUstep methods.
Okay, nice.
Very cool.
So it's not completely perfect. There are some things still hard coded in it, like we can't switch themes and get button placement and stuff exactly where it needs to be. So it is re-implementing some things and not getting them dynamically where it should regarding buttons and stuff, but eventually I'll have that fixed so we can, try any GNUstep theme and just everything gets that theme. But it does mostly work for switching themes, like you can switch back to GNUstep and the buttons will look a little horrible, but and the hits won't be where they're supposed to be. But aside from that, it is working for the drawing portions of a lot of it.
I don't know whether you can see my screen right now. There is also this Alt Tab functionality now.
I noticed that. And I wasn't sure if you were using a plugin or something like I wasn't sure what you were using to do that, but that looks very nice, and I'm assuming that's part of your window manager.
Indeed, yes.
And nice. One of the reasons the theming is the way it is because Rick did some kind of thing to override button placement. And I haven't found a way to. I guess I haven't found a way to do that native, through GS theme. Because maybe by default it only has maximize and minimize in the logic. I'm not sorry, max close and minimize
right
on left and right. And I think the Rick theme was doing something to swizzle, so it's like getting the window manager to talk to the theme to get that information versus getting it from GNUstep is kind of was a little bit difficult, so it was hard coded for now.
Hey guys, I gotta run upstairs real quick. I'll be right back. I'll be right back. I'm just going to mute myself.
All right.
But don't stop.
So what we also implemented is a way to easily write ISO and image files to physical disks so that you don't need tools like Etcher or things like that anymore, image writer. You just can drag a ISO file, just any file. If it's an ISO and you drag it to a disk, then it will write that content of the file to the disk. Just a little thing there. Then sharing, I think we skip sharing for today because there we still have work to do. Oh, we have console, a little log viewer utility, right? Where is it? Do I have it installed? Yes.
I think the processes thing is new too. I don't think people have seen that.
Oh, right.
Ah, nice.
I mean, nothing too special, but at least you can see your processes. And right, there is also a drawer. I like drawers a lot, so
Cool.
drawer. You can also force quit, aka kill. And something crashed. So this is the dev system here. So
It did restart. Maybe you just have to quit that one app.
Reboot. Yeah, that system is only half functional now.
Zombie state.
Exactly.
Oh, thank you for that info, Twilight. Guess I'm going to be reinstalling my Pi today after this. Try to get that working again, get Ladybird going.
Ladybird is written in C++, right?
Yes.
Is it still the one guy doing all the work?
Seems like, I don't know, they seem to have quite a few people, but I haven't really dug much into the who's who yet. But I've noticed a lot of different people committing to it.
Okay.
And now I'm back to not hearing anything anymore. Oh, well.
But we hear you.
What's that? Oh, sorry, I'm an idiot. I was closing browser tabs and closed the wrong one.
Okay.
What were you asking, Lars?
I was asking if Pro Bono said he can't hear us, and I was telling him we can hear him. But he's now gone also. Luke is still here. Twilight is still here. Brian is also, I don't know. Hello, Brian. We also have a chat, by the way.
Oh, OKT was going to try to join us. That's I think he said he popped on, couldn't get his audio working, may have left, but he's going to try to join next month. He's the guy that helped with the decorations and has been helping with Window Manager and other stuff too.
Hello, Brian. We welcome.
Brian, is that you from GhostBSD? Ah, thanks for joining.
Is GhostBSD, is this Gershwin or is it something different?
He is in both of our channels actually. He's in Gershwin and IRC, and I met him through GhostBSD before that.
But is GhostBSD and Gershwin somehow similar, or is it something?
No, GhostBSD's been around for, I don't know, 15 years or more, maybe going on 20 years. It's effort to make FreeBSD desktop easy to use. It has like a live CD. They have like Mate, XFCE, and now Gershwin spins.
Gershwin is another spin of this. I know.
Yes.
Okay, nice. Provono, can you hear us now?
I think you probably missed most of the demos, Brian, but that'll be recorded later on YouTube. I'm gonna feel real bad if he's using my OSS audio backend for FreeBSD. But he said he was on the Pi, so maybe it's Linux. And
Yeah, I don't know. BSD also runs on the Pi, FreeBSD at least, but I don't know how good or how well.
it works on the older Pis. It doesn't work on my Pi 500 yet.
Okay.
But that, I think, is because it requires some UEFI BIOS to be installed, and the person who was making it quit making it. And
Oh, okay.
I guess by default it uses what is it? The other Linux boot alternative, Core Boot or something.
Okay.
Libre Boot. I can't remember. I'm still learning about Pis. A lot of it's foreign to me as far as how it all works.
I have some RISC-V hardware at my disposal, and I already installed GNUstep on one of these, and it runs pretty well. Besides, this RISC-V hardware is not the fastest one because it's first generation hardware. It's only for developers.
Yeah. Well, the one I bought the 500 plus that has the keyboard and stuff, and then
Yeah, I know.
the board is built into that. And I noticed, like, when I got it, I thought it was broken for a minute because every monitor I plug it into, I would boot it and just get a black screen, and then I had to take take the take the USB stick and mount it on another system. It's like a FAT32 partition, edit a text file, and hard code a resolution in there. There's some kind of weird video detection thing doesn't work right on my displays, and I had to hard code 1920 by 1080.
Okay.
Hey guys, I'm back. Who's Brian? Oh,
Brian's from Ghost VSE. Text only, but he joined to listen.
Welcome, Brian. Sorry.
And I think OKT's going to try to join us next time. He couldn't get his audio working.
Okay.
He did join for a second and got off because there was no audio.
Respect, by the way, but he has a problem with the app.
What'd you say, Lars?
Pro bono is back with the app, with the Electron app.
Oh.
But he wrote in the chat he has problems with hearing.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah. Pro bono is saying he can't hear us.
I was saying I hope he's not using my OSS audio backend. I hope he's using Linux so I don't have to feel bad.
Well, hey, there's no better way to find the problems in your stuff by eating your own dog food. I mean,
Right?
it's like that's actually how when I was writing Gorm, that's how I was able to. I kind of had to debug both at the same time. So one sort of fed into the other, and that's kind of the I don't know, the nature of the beast.
Indeed. I'll probably be back on my FreeBSD system next month. I can't do a webcam or anything on this system.
Yeah. Okay.
Did you see the bug fix for the frame buffer QEMU problem?
Oh, you're talking about UTM?
Oh,
No,
hey, Fred.
Hi.
Hello.
I only have very little time to participate in this meeting because, as usual, it's just the time to cook dinner in Germany.
Right.
So, if you're not in the middle of a very important topic, I really would like to have one point discussed before I have to leave again.
Of course. Go ahead.
So, this is about the problem of AI slop. You probably heard about Wikipedia being swamped with it last year, and this year a lot of projects on GitHub are fighting that problem. So there are even projects which block submission by AI, and sadly we have our own issue, luckily not as bad as those other projects because we don't have that many contributions. But one contribution by you, Gregory, was submitted without any human review. And I really would like to discuss this process here,
Sure.
whether this is something that we want to happen and how we handle it.
Yeah, I did touch on it a little bit earlier. What I said was that basically I was using it as an experiment to see how far it could go. And I think we learned that we probably should not accept like purely AI unreviewed stuff like that, because you're right, there was a lot of strangeness in that change that I made for NSDiffable data source. In spite of, I mean, it worked, but the code was very bad. So yeah, and the lesson learned here is that we need to review stuff like that really, really carefully. And my apologies, Fred. I should have been more careful.
So do we have a consensus here, or there are not that many contributors here besides you and me.
Yeah.
But do we have a consensus that every code that gets submitted needs to be reviewed by a human first. So it should meet the normal standards. It's very easy to get something done by an AI agent, and in some cases that code isn't that bad. So you were rather unlucky. I've seen less worse code, not really good code, but
Yeah, it was pretty bad.
at
It was,
work.
yeah.
So, but we are using more modern versions, and probably it also has issues with Objective-C because there is not that many available code to learn from.
Yeah.
But
Except for our code base, very likely. I mean, we're about the only
yeah,
one it can learn from because we have the largest code base of in Objective C code base out there, more or less. So yeah, you're right. Yeah, but I mean, you're Fred is absolutely right. I mean, we need to, and this is something that I learned because in working with Fred and working on that change is that basically, we really need to be more careful because I was careless when I made the first like cut at some of that, and I have done some work with respect to cleaning it up, and I think it's more or less there now. But I do appreciate the time that you gave me to finish up the rest of it. I don't think a week is necessarily necessary, but I think that maybe there are other things that I've missed that could be weeded out. But it's kind of like what Joe and I were saying. It's you can use AI to do repetitive tasks, but you definitely have to review the code and yeah, just let's not yeah, don't like use it and then just throw it in there and expect it to pass. And so yeah. Anyway, yeah. Sincere apologies, Fred. I didn't mean to subject you to the to that to that horribleness. So
yeah. The thing is, going through that code, I first thought it was proper code, so I spent the same effort on it as I would on any code that gets submitted for review. And later, only from the code finding out, there was no notice by you or anybody else that it was AI code. It was just that horrible that it couldn't have been written by a human.
yeah.
So that was the giveaway.
Well, I mean, the one of the giveaways in that code was where it would say void and then the message and then the message name and then semicolon, and it was like not even making a method call. Um, so yeah, I mean, the AI is just not that great at doing Objective C. It's good. It's good
And
as a helper, but
They
not as a
can
coder.
actually it depends on the model you use.
Yeah.
As I said, Kimi K2 was not that bad at Objective C.
Well, but Lars, neither was Claude, and that's the one I used. I mean, there are models that are much worse, but Claude was pretty damn good. I mean, it would produce more or less working code the first time out, but the problem is that the code that it would produce is extraordinarily convoluted. Like for instance, one of the things that happened in the code that I had produced for NSTiffable data source is that for NS index path, it was splitting it up into two calls, and it left some weird comment where it said, "We're calling this separately because of depending on methods that on some platforms may not work properly." And that is a very strange comment because that shouldn't ever happen.
That's very
So
strange.
yeah, and it was also doing what I described, where it would basically say, like open paren void end paren and then the method name and then semicolon, and when it was supposed to just produce an empty method, which is weird. So yeah, it was definitely something that I should have reviewed a lot more closely.
Okay.
Yeah,
and have you found the time to go through all the code in detail?
I found
That's
I went through. I'm sorry, Fred. I went through
no
um
fine.
I went through NSDiffable data source complete, like top to bottom, and I actually went through it and also implemented Richard's suggestion, where he said use for underscore in. and I did that everywhere. There are, as far as I can tell, no issues with any more of the AI slop in NSTiffable data source, but some of the bugs, as I demonstrated to the other guys, are in NS collection view, and I think that those need to be addressed separately because I would like to keep the PRs focused on one change or one class or one feature only, rather than fixing a whole bunch of stuff because it gets confusing. So yeah, one question I wanted to bring up with you, Fred, is do you think we should lock down the master branch like we would at like a on most projects where I work at where I do at work, we lock down the master branch. Only PRs only in the master branch or hot fixes where you can basically say this is a one line change and it's going to absolutely fix whatever it has to fix and doesn't necessarily even that needs to be reviewed. But do you think we should restrict the master branch? This is for everybody.
I'm not sure. Normally I'm only for regulation if there's an issue. So if we had breaking changes regularly, then I would say yes, we should enforce that. But even now, with all the changes that you brought in the last week without any review, none of them broke anything as far as I can tell. So I would say we don't need to be that strict. So I don't know.
It's also a security message, a security measure against accidents. I'd say could see it this way.
Oh yeah, like force pushes, like if somebody accidentally blew away history or something like that.
Yeah, that would be bad, and that's why I'm asking that question. Yeah. Also, the only reason I pushed the NS data link stuff in was nobody uses it anyway for real.
Yeah,
And but
exactly.
but that's no excuse. But nobody uses it anyway for real. It was basically so that we could have a more complete implementation. But yeah, that's anyway. But yeah, that wasn't a good thing. But let me see. So is that a no a consensus that where it's okay? We have a consensus with respect to AI. Always review. We have a consensus with respect to pushing stuff in that we always need a review. Um, and but do we have a consensus with respect to locking the master branch? I think what I'm hearing is a no. But I'm not. I don't know if that's correct yet.
I'm undecided there, so I'm not against it, but I also don't see any reason to enforce that.
Yeah.
So I think most changes on master branches happen by Richard. And of course, he, as anybody else, makes mistakes sometimes. So perhaps it would be better if his code would be reviewed. But who would be able to review all the code that Richard changes on base and make? So we actually would block him.
Oh no, I'm saying that only maintainers like you or Richard would be able to directly like commit, but anybody else would need to submit a PR. I mean, and the only time that I personally would be able to do it is if one of you was not present. Like in other words, if you were on vacation or Richard was on vacation and someone submitted breaking change, I would step in as an emergency in order to fix it. But other than that, everyone would be subject to a PR on in all repositories. That's what I'm thinking of. And this is in no way related to our discussion previously about the AI stuff. I've just done this on every like professional or open source project I've ever been on except for this one. And of course this is the biggest one I've ever been on, but other open source projects that I have been part of have done it that way too. So I was just it's been on my mind for months now. I just thought I'd mention it since we have a bunch of people here. That's all. So I think what I'm hearing is we're undecided. So that's cool.
I didn't want to interrupt you guys talking, but while you're here, Fred, I wanted to see.
I'm just replying to you. Okay,
Okay.
but that's easier, so I don't have to type and listen to Gregory along. That's a bit complicated. Okay, go ahead, Joe.
So we hadn't heard back from the guy who committed that change. That I think it seems to be a regression because I can also reproduce it with NS Windows 95 interface style. Did you guys understand what I was talking about there with the mouse release thing, or I could show you?
No, I think I understand. It's just that
And
person,
well,
I think Jonathan Becker or something it was,
I was hesitant
had a
to
reason to, had
exactly.
his own reason. So
I couldn't understand, I guess, what he was trying to fix with his PR either. So I was hesitant to make a PR to undo that change because I didn't understand what he was fixing with it.
yeah, but now your change is addressing some issue on top of that other change. So we either should just revert his change or try to come up with a solution that resolves both your issues. But in his case, we don't exactly understand what the issue is. So I
Exactly.
really would prefer if he comes back, explains what thing he is wanted to address, and then come up with a common solution. So I'm rather sure that what you're trying to do should be addressed differently. So either by reverting his code or a completely different change.
So just to make sure that you guys understand here real quick, let me share my screen real fast. Wait, share entire screen. Okay. You see this window here with
It's a little fuzzy for me.
do you see how I'm clicking the workspace menu here? And like as soon as I let the mouse go, it's gone. And then like if I click services and I try to so doing this on a laptop is impossible because like you're using the trackpad and you would normally use like a trackpad or the trackpad buttons to click. So that's what that change broke is like as soon as you let go of the menu, it would before his change, the menu would stay open if you click it. But now as soon as you let go of the button, it's just gone.
Yeah. But
That's what the behavior was anyway.
let's assume he didn't make that change to break things. I'm not sure, but let's assume that.
I think you're right. I just don't know what he was fixing by, like you
And
said.
that's the problem. So I'm rather sure that your change will break things for him and complicate the code.
Well, I haven't made a change there at all. I was just following up on a bug ticket that someone else created.
But the suggestion that you made, and it was not just reverting things, but adding another exit from the loop and another variable that would end the loop at a different place. So this makes things a lot more complicated to understand. And if we ever get around to fix the real issue, we would have to work around your solution and his solution as well. So I really prefer if we had just one issue that we deal with. So it's fine for me to revert his change as long as he's not responding, so we cannot address whatever he was trying to fix.
Okay. If I may, for context, here's how it works on Mac OS. You click it, and it even allows you. And I'm not even holding the button down. You just can scroll across, and all the menus are open. You click it again, and it closes it. So your initial, I think, if I'm not mistaken, the way you had it initially was closer to the behavior that exists on macOS.
So this is not our change at all. This is what GNUstep had before this person made a commit. They made the commit and it changed the behavior. So now when you let go of the mouse button, the menu goes away. I've
Right.
made
What?
no changes here whatsoever, and I've come up with no code to solve it
Okay.
because
Well,
I don't
what I'm
because I
saying is
don't even understand what they were trying to solve.
right. Well, what I'm saying is that before the change, the behavior was correct. Now it's not.
Correct.
Okay.
Yes.
And does it work like also if you keep the mouse button pressed and then release it, it also goes away on the Mac?
Hold on. Let's see.
Oh, right. I see what you're saying. Like if you hold in the mouse button, let go, then it goes away. But if you click once, it stays.
Exactly.
Yeah. If this is me holding the mouse button down, and if I let go, it goes away.
Yep.
Maybe that's what he was trying to fix. I don't know.
Maybe so. I don't know. But anyway, we Fred had pinged him last week. I don't know how long that what the timeout is, but that's
Yeah, you see, we haven't had that in a long time, but 20 years ago or so, in GNUstep, we had those reword wars where people were making changes, other people who were not satisfied with those changes reverted them, and then those people would commit the same change again without discussion. I really hated that at that time, and I really would like us to discuss things, have, as Gregory said, merge requests where we or pull requests where we discuss issues and try to come up with the best possible solution together. So I'm a bit reluctant just to revert things or make even more complicated changes. So if it wasn't you, somebody else suggested a change or even made them.
yeah, I get that. Give
Yeah,
the person
so
an opportunity to fix it. Yeah,
yeah,
I don't
but
know.
if he doesn't come back, then we don't have a chance to.
What do you suggest? Maybe like a couple of more weeks, or maybe by the next meet, if nothing's been done, then
Yeah, it depends on how horrible things are for you. You see, I'm not using that horizontal menu, so I'm not affected by it. Otherwise, I
right.
would have noticed a lot early and probably myself reverted the change and discussed things with the author after that. So we could also say that we just reword his change and try to come up with a discussion afterwards as soon as he reappears.
Yeah, I would say as far as using a mouse, it's not horrible. But trying to use it on a laptop, it's impossible. I won't use this on a laptop because of it. It's not possible. I mean, as far as the trackpad, like controlling it, but as far as the mouse, it's not a big inconvenience. My only other comment is just that it's been open since February of 2025 last year, and no one besides me has commented on it or looked at it.
Hmm.
But yeah, I don't know if we can maybe like I agree with you, like not to just revert things without giving people a chance to respond, because then like they did all the work for nothing. It's kind of unfair.
Gregory, what do you suggest?
You mean with respect to the menu issue?
Yeah, how should we
Gosh.
proceed? So, not in the code, but the process.
I think is it possible to move what he did to a branch, so that we can discuss it there and then create a, I mean, and possibly come to some sort of a solution, and then create a PR for it. Do you think that works?
Yeah, I think should be possible. So if somebody does that, it would be fine. I think it was only a 3-liner or something that he changed. Can't remember the moment, but it's everything is linked in Joe's bug report. So
Yeah, I mean, it sounds significantly impactful enough that we should
It
probably
was
move it to its own branch.
it was created by somebody else actually, and I just commented on it because I found the commit that caused it, because I was like seeing the same thing back then, and then I just went and reverted commit after commit after commit until I found the right one, and then well, I sort of looked through the tree to see what was done, and then to get some clues, and then found that one and reverted it, and found it fixed the issue.
I always do a binary search, go back a certain amount. If it's not there, then go like somewhere between the two dates, and then keep on going back and forth until you find it.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's even fine if you guys wanted to wait till like next month, and if nothing happens, then revert it just to give them more time. But I think it would.
Well, if it's blocking you, then I think we probably need to act more quickly than that. We probably should go ahead and move it to a branch, and then because if he really needs it, whoever made the change, he can work on that branch, and then it can be discussed separately without impacting everyone else.
Yeah, I mean, up to you. I could see what Fred's point of view from, if we made PRs and they were just reverted because it caused a bug without discussion, then that could be. I could understand the inconvenience of that too. Putting myself in the same boat if I was making a change like that to the project. But yeah, up to you. I think either way is fine. I just wanted to bring it up because it's something I should have mentioned a long time ago in one of the previous meetings, and didn't really become apparent again until we stopped using our forks for the core libs and started using everything from you guys upstream again.
Yeah, I'm actually pretty glad you guys did that, because I don't like people forking stuff because it just creates confusion. But yeah, okay. Okay.
I probably have to drop out already. Sorry. Do you have a list of topics that you wanted to discuss later on, or anything where I would be relevant?
I don't know. I think we discussed everything that would involve that we would need you for just now. I mean, with respect
Okay.
to
Yeah.
the AI problem, the PRs, and Joe's issue. Unless anybody can think of anything else.
There's one thing I wanted to ask. I'm now getting 2 invitations, both of them for local time, 6:30, but one is still for the theatrical something. I'm not sure whether other people are getting the old invitation mail as well. So if somebody could just drop that meeting, it would be great.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Thank
I'll do
you.
that. Okay. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and send you some updates on that PR. Probably tomorrow. I have some stuff I have to do for class today. But I'll send you some updates on that for tomorrow, if that's
Perfect.
okay.
I
Take the
also
time.
have to go, but thanks for talking to you guys.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thanks,
It
Fred.
was great seeing you. Bye.
Nice seeing you, Joe.
Bye.
Bye.
Oh, did both of them leave? Okay. Yep. Yeah, I don't know, guys. I mean, I don't know if we have enough to go for another hour, because it's usually from 11 to 2 o'clock. But yeah. So sorry, I got a call. It's usually from 11 to 2 o'clock. So I mean, I don't know. I think I don't, unless anybody else has anything to present. I think we're pretty good. So maybe I'll give you an hour back. Oh wait, a check-in that I made to. PicoPixel was asking about a change that I had made to an GS theme menu for a long time ago. Gosh, I don't remember. Who left? Oh. $12.27. Hey, Twilight. I will have to look into that. This is 15 years ago or more. Actually 15 years ago. I don't remember what this change was for. I think it had to do with the menus recursively updating themselves to determine whether or not a menu item should be active or not. But I'm not sure because just looking at it, it just seems like I'm not entirely sure why I made this change. I'll have to take a look at it. Yeah, no, I don't. I mean, if you need to change that, or if you need me to submit a PR in order to correct it, I can. I see. Oh, I see the change right here, where it bumps it up by 1 pixel. Don't know. I don't remember. I don't know. Yeah, I will. I'll go ahead and. I mean, that seems like a hot fix. I may go ahead and change that. But okay, thank you for bringing that to my attention. And Brian says, "No one ever cried when a meeting wraps early."
Greg, I just want to have a chance to stop the wrapping right now. Do you have any chance to work on the scripts next time?
I should after today. I have a couple of I have some things I need to submit today, but I'll get to it right after that.
Really nice.
Yeah, I'm trying to do more work on that because they definitely need to be refactored.
It's a shot before the goal. Don't give up that shot before the goal.
Yeah. Yeah. Let me submit a PR to make sure that I don't forget this thing that PicoPixel
Can
is
you
talking
make it
about.
with a draft or something like that? If it's not done yet. Make a draft PR if it's not done yet.
Yeah. Hold on 1 second. Issues, actually. New issue. NS menu. GS menu. Visit Windows interface.
I'm gonna drop. It was good to visit with y'all again.
All right. Okay.
See ya.
See ya. Hold on, let me. I'm copying your comment into the thing, and I am copying the commit into the PR. So therefore, hold on, I'm creating a creating a bug for this. GS2 app image. GSapp2.
What we displayed last time, where you can start the app on all architectures and stuff like that.
Oh, cool. Very cool. And by the way, I was going to say, pro bono, the stuff you guys were doing on Gershwin, fucking
Pro bono
awesome.
Pro bono can't hear you, I guess.
Oh, he said, thank you very much. He said, I can. Anyway, I am going to go ahead and end things now. But thank you guys so much for coming, and I'm glad that Fred came to talk, because I was kind of worried that he was that he was mad at me. But
He was a bit mad, but in the end, it worked out.
no, I mean that's what I'm glad about, because I think that Fred and I get a little bit heated at one another sometimes, but when I speak to him personally, it's very hard to be mad at Fred. We say that. So, but yeah. Anyway.
He was a bit mad at you.
Yeah, I know. But it's good that we worked it out.
Yeah.
And he's wrong. I mean, I always tell Fred, he makes me a better developer. I learn a lot from him. So yeah, it's just so I appreciate his input. It's good.
What you doing in your day job right now? Is it GNUstep work again, or is it unrelated? Greg.
Oh, hold on. I'm looking at Twilight's comment. Oh, thanks, Pro Bono. I appreciate it, man. It's really great. You guys are doing great stuff, man. But yeah, no, I'm working on Ruby on Rails, and we're porting the Ruby on Rails app to a C#.NET app.
Okay.
So yeah, it's for the state of Pennsylvania.
Yeah. At least this job seems to be a little bit more secure than your other job, because it's state-based, yeah?
Yeah. So is Keysight. So is
running,
Keysight. But yeah.
Is Doge still running amok?
Well, I mean, let's put it like this. Yeah, it's for the state of Pennsylvania. But what it does is it runs off of the ADA, which is the Americans with Disabilities Act. And because of that, it's subject to federal funding, which means that whenever the government over here shuts down, which happens when they don't agree on a budget, it causes the state of Pennsylvania to be delayed. And so it causes me problems. That's the only issue that I'm having with this whole thing so far. Other than that, it's pretty livable, because it's it's steady work. It's not a lot, not high pressure, but it's decent. And the only drawback is that it's C#.NET, which is okay. C# is fine. But yeah, it's not,
Maybe they have also some new concepts in some areas we can learn from.
Yeah. Possibly. I mean, it's always good to learn new things, obviously, but and I am trying to do that as much as I can every day.
Nice.
But yeah, hell, it's the reason why I'm going back to school. But yeah. Anyway, but yeah, I think let's see. Yeah, you first need to set. Let me see. Let me copy that into the thing as well. Um, Yeah. Okay. So I think I'm going to end it here, but thank you guys for coming and thank you for everything, all the work that we've all put into it. Um, you know, I mean, I can tell that you guys love this project as much as I do. So, but with that, I will talk to you guys later.
Okay, thank you very much. And the recordings will be available at your channel, I guess.
Yeah, I'm going to see if I can't put the two together, the two halves of it,
We have
or what
a,
I'll do is I'll just post it and say part 1, part 2. That's all.
we have a cutting tool, like
I don't, but I'm gonna see if I can find an open source one that I can use in order to edit.
don't you have a Mac? You should have iMovie or something like that. Simple.
I do, but I don't know if iMovie will create the kind of output that I need. Will it?
Maybe
Okay.
should, but I don't know. In the end,
Yeah. Let's make a new movie. Hey, pro bono. I implemented. You saw that I implemented NS Movie View, so we can. It was surprisingly easy. But yeah. All right, you guys. I'm gonna end the recording. So.
bye bye.